Hello cricketers, I hope you're well. Very different style of video. I don't normally make this kind of stuff. Not really my strong point, but I wanted to kind of take the opportunity all the while that kind of I need a video to put out on the weekends whilst I haven't got a great deal of stuff. Don't worry about that stuff. Wanted to give you an update really as to what's kind of going to happen with these 3 channels over 2024. What my plans are, what my aspirations are, what my goals are, and all that other exciting stuff like that. What I'm actually going to do with some of these channels. This one in particular, which for the eagle-eyed of you might have noticed that it's been a bit all over the place. So yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to take the opportunity just to chat through those plans. And of course, thank you all for kind of sticking with me throughout 2023. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content that's gone out on the main Our Cricket channel. I think personally, and I'm a little bit biased obviously, but I think it's been really good. I think it's been really good content. I'm really not very good at patting myself on the back and telling myself that I've done a good job. However, when I've got to the end of a lot of the videos that have gone out on that channel, I've watched them back through and I've thought to myself, wow, like I would sit there and watch this content, which for me to say that about myself tells me that I think I'm doing something quite good. Not me being a complete narcissist, I promise. And as I say, thank you so much for enjoying the content in 2023. The podcast, listening to that, the live streams, the videos, all of that stuff, interacting with posts on social media. Honestly, it's been a privilege and it's been an honor to make the content and for you guys to watch it. So thank you so much. And looking forward to 2024, even though we are in February, so some could argue and say the horse has already bolted here, and actually I've already missed a couple of months, but I haven't. I've been working hard, I'll tell you. Where to start? It might be a good time to mention about the Patreon, just because it's quite nice to get a little plug-in for that. There is a Patreon, it's an Our Cricket Patreon. You can join it for as little as £1 a month. There's different tiers, £1, £2 and £5 a month, for different benefits that get you different things, like access to Discord servers, early access to content, an exclusive Cricket 24 career mode. And if you are enjoying the content and you think I'd quite like to support me and the journey, the podcast, the videos, everything like that, it all helps. And without kind of quoting or paraphrasing Tesco's, every little does help. And it would be great to see you over there. No pressure. If not, I'm grateful for you to watch the content at the end of the day. 2 big things that have already been confirmed for 2024. One is a trip out to New York. So I'm flying out to New York on the 6th of March from London Heathrow to Newark International Airport. And I'm going to be taking part in something called the Warehouse Games. Now, you might not have heard of it, and I don't think you could be forgiven for not hearing about it. Basically, an organization in America called John Boy Media, based out in New York, have run this YouTube channel called the Warehouse Games. And they've created this kind of baseball / cricket hybrid competition in association with Major League Cricket. And they got in contact with me and they said, would you like to come over in 2024? And I said, yes, please. That sounds really good fun. So I'm going out to New York for about 4 or 5 days to go and play in this competition. I would thoroughly recommend having a check out of what it is it actually is. It's not cricket, but it's wild. It looks absolutely bonkers. And secondly, which you might have seen, I'm going to be back at Northamptonshire to commentate for them through the entirety of 2024. So last year, I started off with 4 county championship games, and at the end of day 1 of the first day on the job, I then got asked as to what I was doing for the rest of the summer, and clearly they caught me at quite an opportune time because my diary was pretty empty at that time of the year. So I said, yes, please, and took all of the commentary stuff at Northampton. I did such a good job I say good job, I did such an okay job and they couldn't find a better replacement that they asked me to go back again. So I will be back at Northants at Wantage Road for the County Championship, the T20 Blast, the One Day Cup, and whatever else they decide to kind of throw my way. I think there's going to be some Northants content days that they want me to get involved with. So if you're interested about going to Wantage Road, watching the Stillbacks play, and you want to come and say hello, drop me a message on Instagram or Twitter or whatever and just say that you're going to be there or whatever, and I'll make sure I come down and say hello. But I loved it. It was so much fun. Last year, I got to commentate on Prithvi Shaw's double 100. I got to commentate on a Chris Lynn 100 in the Blast. And also, like quite crazily, I was the last person to commentate on Sir Alistair Cook. That's quite a crazy thing to say that I don't think it's ever really going to settle in. A guy that I obviously watched for donkey's years play Test cricket for England and score all the runs that he did. And yeah, unfortunately, the last time Alistair Cook got out in professional cricket, this bloke here was commentating. I don't think it's technically my fault. But anyway, it was a privilege and it was an honor and I loved it, and I never ever once thought in my life that I would be sat here talking to a camera in the spare room of my house saying that I'm a professional cricket commentator. Channels. 3 channels, obviously, on YouTube, one of which doubles up as the podcast and the audio podcast, which we'll go through and we'll break them through. And we'll start with obviously the main channel, the Our Cricket channel, and give you a little bit of a run through of some of the plans and the ideas and what I want to try and achieve with that content over 2024. No massive secret, the fact that people get older, and I'm one of those people. I do get older, unlike Benjamin Button, although I'm pretty sure that's not based on a true story. Essentially, what I want to do with the content, there's a lot of creators that I look up to that don't exist in the cricket world. I don't watch a massive amount of cricket content on YouTube. I do watch it and I do like it, and I do think there's some really good creators out there, but I do watch a lot of people that have a really good knack of telling a story. They can kind of grip you with an opening line, and they'll keep you there for the entirety of the video because you want to know what's going to find out at the end of it. Now, obviously, watch time is quite important on YouTube, so I'd like to do some of that. And I'm not saying I've got the same charisma as some of those people that I end up watching on YouTube. However, I'm going to give it a damn good go. So what I really want to do is I want to focus on creating YouTube content that has cricket as a subject, rather than cricket content that's going to go on YouTube, if that makes sense. I think in the past it was, and a lot of people loved it and it was great fun to make it, but it was very kind of like cricket, 8 minutes, bang, 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 bang. Thanks for watching, see you later. And I can't really do that anymore, mostly because I'm getting older and it's not possible to kind of go that long term. There is still parts of that, for sure. But I want to focus on that story, similar to the cricket bat that I made from B&Q. That kind of, it felt to me like it had a challenge the whole way through, and there was a kind of a hook there that actually kind of got me and other people to the end of the video because they really wanted to find out the performance of that cricket bat. So that's the kind of content, or that's the kind of storytelling or the challenge that I want to try and focus on. Also, collaborations. People that make cricket content creators, want to make more stuff with them. I think the way that cricket thrives and grows on social media, which I don't really think cricket is actually ready for. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think cricket fans as a rule are ready for people that play Div 6, Div 7, Div 8, whatever that might be, to kind of showcase that they're actually having quite good fun playing cricket, rather than the professional side of it. Look how good I am, that kind of mindset. But anyway, that's something completely different. With regards to collaborations, that's the way audiences grow. Cross-pollinate audiences. Build a big cricket audience online, on social media, whether that's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it might be. The more time that creators can spend working with one another to create a bit of content, then I think that's only going to be a good thing. And I really want to focus on engaging with as many different cricket content creators as possible throughout the course of 2024. And I hope, obviously, if you're watching this and you think you might want to be part of it, please reach out. Whether that's a video for myself, whether that's a video for your channel, whatever that might be, please reach out. As I say, I really, really want to get involved with as many different people as possible. Also, I want to try and reach out and kind of branch out into a bit more mainstream YouTube, for example. As I said earlier, there's a lot of people that I watch, there's a lot of people that I really like and really admire and respect and look up to. And I want to engage with them. I want to get them involved in the cricket space. I obviously want to kind of work with them, and I hope that actually part of them is a bit of a cricket fan, or maybe they want to experience what cricket might be like. Showcase how great of a sport this could be for people that maybe don't operate in those kind of circles on a daily basis. So collaborations are going to be another massive part of the channel in 2024. I've got a couple of ideas with regards to series as well. One, you've seen a couple of episodes of them so far. It's going to be I faced 100 balls with a professional cricketer, insert professional cricketer name, and see how many we score. Which on the front of it, you might go, well, you contradicted yourself with what you said a moment ago. But I want to try and edit it and not script it, but almost bring myself and you as a viewer into a batting partnership with a professional cricketer. I think as amateurs, I think we're so guilty of not knowing what a good score is, not knowing how to build an innings, not knowing really how to bat with another person, not really knowing what those conversations happen in the middle between two professional cricketers at those particular moments or stages in an innings. And I think the last video that went out of this with Finn Hunter-Prentice was a really, really good example of it. I think it really highlighted Finn's kind of mindset and mentality at different stages and key points of that video and that 100 ball innings. It's got nothing to do with 100. It's just the fact that 100 balls is quite a nice thing to chuck in a title. Because 120, although it takes longer to film it, just doesn't really roll off the tongue quite as well. I've got another one filmed with Emilio Gay, and anybody that you think might be a really good idea to film that video with, please let me know in the comments. The other one as well, I got given a book for Christmas time. It was like Britain's most astounding cricket grounds or something like that. And I've reached out to half a dozen of those clubs, and I want to make a series visiting those cricket clubs. I want to play cricket there. I want to showcase why this book says it's outstanding. I want to get to know what the club's about. I want to know how it existed, and I want to document it as well. So that's another series that I want to put out on this main channel. And obviously as well, if anybody's got any ideas for content, any suggestions for collaborations, anything like that, please get in the comments. Please let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll be sure to I will 100% go through every comment on this video, jot down anything that I think could definitely work, and I'll certainly respond to everybody that goes through in the comments. This channel, the channel called Dan Jads, originally named, wasn't it? It took me ages to come up with the name for this channel. You might have noticed the content on this channel has been, well, it's been a little bit sporadic. It's been unpredictable. And a lot of that is because, well, for two reasons really. One, because I've struggled with time, and I've also struggled with ideas of content that I really want to make. So I had a go at the punditry side of things, and I just couldn't quite get into it. I had to go with the video game side of things. And again, it just wasn't, my heart wasn't really in it. And I've tried streaming on this channel, which I'm still doing on TikTok and Twitch. So if you're interested in a live stream watch along, particularly during this India versus England series, make sure you come and hang out on one of those in the early mornings. They're quite good fun, apart from being absolutely knackered for the rest of the day. What's the plan with this channel? I will note, I still think the content on this might be a little bit sporadic, but there's a series that I want to make on this channel, and I want to make it quite personal. I've never scored 100 in cricket, and you're sitting there watching this and going, well, that's not really a surprise, is it, Dan? So it's not groundbreaking news, so sorry if you're expecting anything particularly astounding there. But I've never scored one, and I'd like to. I kind of feel like, as some kind of person that can't bowl, I'm not going to go so far as to say I'm a batter, but a person that can't bowl, kind of the goal, surely the target for me is to score 100. So what I want to do is I want to document that journey. I want to create content that's going to be a little bit vlog-like in a way. There's going to be trips to go and get my new cricket kit, which I've got ready that I need to edit. I want to create content where I go for coaching sessions, for example. I want to create content where I'll go for, I don't know, a net, for example, and I want to try and work on a specific thing, or anything along those kind of lines. If it's maybe like some advice from a professional cricketer, or maybe a sports psychologist, or an analyst, or whatever that might be, but I want to try and create that journey and document it the whole way through, to hopefully the point where I do actually get over the line and score myself 100, which obviously means there's going to be more match day footage on this channel. I still want to keep Saturdays as a bit of a day off, which sounds quite crazy. When you want to play league cricket and you've got 10 other people there that you don't want to let down, you're constantly worried about batteries and SD cards and microphones and tripods, and whether somebody's walked in front of the camera, or whether someone nicked the camera, or whether the camera's recording, or whether you've packed the SD cards, and all those other things that you get as some kind of cricket content creator anxiety. But friendly cricket, I'll be bringing the cameras to every possible game of friendly cricket that I play. That's going to be Sundays, midweeks, bank holiday Mondays, whatever that might be. And if anybody's watching this and you're thinking, oh, Dan, I'd love to have you down at the cricket club to make a video, please let me know. Please get in contact. Please drop me a message, drop me a comment. I might not be able to get to all of them, but I would love to play as much cricket as I possibly can in 2024, and therefore then obviously make as much content as I possibly can as well. So please do. Please reach out if you've got an opportunity, if you think you've got a decent story at a ground, if you think it's local to me down in Sussex, if you think there's something that maybe I could do whilst I'm around at Northants, anything like that, please reach out, because I'd love the opportunity to play with as many different people in 2024 and as many different, well, just cool cricket grounds at the end of the day, because I think cricket's quite a cool sport. Might be on my own on that one, but I think it is. And then finally, the podcast. Obviously, there's a YouTube channel for Our Cricket Podcast, and there's an audio podcast for Our Cricket Podcast as well. Now, I think Jo Gardner, she's been commentating with me in Northants for a bit, and obviously we've started this podcast together as well, and I think she's doing brilliantly. I think she's getting better and better week by week, and we had a really good conversation the other week pre-recording, because I really wanted to make sure that she felt like a co-host on the podcast, rather than it being my podcast. I want her to feel like she is a 50% equal in this podcast. And as I say, I think she's getting better and better for it. So it's going to be a slight change. I don't quite think we can go quite as in-depth into, particularly this series, for example. I mean, she's got a proper thing to do. She's a professional cricketer, for goodness sake. She can't sit there and watch 8 hours of test cricket from 4 o'clock in the morning like some sad git like I can. So we can't really kind of spend an hour talking about a test match. But what I want to try and do is give you an insight into a professional's world and kind of get behind the scenes kind of access, footage, content, thoughts, opinions, knowledge from Jo with regards to things like the 100 and women's cricket in the UK, and throwing questions to Jo, really. So there's obviously going to be moments that are going to happen in these test matches, for example, and I'm going to go, oh, so what would you do as a professional cricketer? And I think then Jo's obviously going to be able to really kind of throw a lot of value in there. I'm obviously going to be talking about my cricket. I'm going to be talking about the content, and hopefully you guys are just going to enjoy it. So nothing massively stressful about that kind of thing. If there's any topics, any questions, anything like that you might want to get involved with, you can, of course, if you're part of the Patreon, there is an opportunity each week to submit any questions for the podcast, which I will go around and ask for. But then if there's any kind of topics that you might want to kind of think about or you might want to have answered on there. So somebody this morning on Twitch was talking about kind of could we make the kind of the most hated 11 in the world or something like that, which obviously is a video title. So if you've got any of those ideas, please let me know. But honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for 2023. 2024, I'm really excited about. I feel like I've got hunger back for this content. I feel like I'm enjoying it again. And I feel like I'm making the content because I want to, which I don't necessarily think I was at the start of the year or the start of 2023, which is quite sad to say, but that's the reality of the situation. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to this channel, the other channels, please make sure you are, and notifications on and all that other good stuff. And as I say, any ideas, reach out, please do, and I will respond to every comment on this video, and I'll see you soon.